Hello, welcome and Demralachu to today's Sabassembler unboxing of the XM Studios, or live unboxing, I should rather say, the XM Studios Captain Marvel. And I just want to say thank you again to all my followers, or maybe let's just wait a few minutes until some of you maybe have come, and let's just wait maybe 3 minutes. But I can already tell you that this is actually probably the smallest box, as you can see already next to me. Probably the smallest XM box I've ever seen in history. As you can see behind me, I do have some experience with XM Studios, and this is definitely one of the smallest ones I've ever seen. And let's just wait maybe 2-3 minutes, and we'll just continue there. Okay, but I can already tell you I'm already pretty much excited about this statue. Oh, look who we have here. Well, welcome,
What's up,
bro.
man?
We got Buck Fangs in the house. I think you muted yourself.
Can you hear my fan?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
No, can you hear? Can you hear my fan?
A little bit. There's a small vibration in the background, but it's not too bad. It's
Is it
okay.
annoying?
No, it's all right. It's fine. It's not too
All
bad.
right.
Look, there's a little bit, and it's a little bit in the background, but it's not too bad. Okay, but nice to have you here. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen each other.
Yeah. When I was
Yeah,
trying to come in, it says like you made it so I have to sign in with my Google or Facebook.
yeah. I don't know. It's okay. It's not too difficult, but I don't know. But you managed. That's the main thing. Yeah, but nice to have you in the house.
Thanks
And
for having me.
we always appreciate your presence. I mean, we tried so many times, but it never worked somehow. I don't know. I think,
I think around that time I was still going to school. Probably why.
yeah, but it's okay. No problem. Okay, but I guess we can continue here. Well, as most of you already know, and as I've already said, today we have the XM Studios Captain Marvel unboxing, and we have the box here right next to me. And I mean, I can already tell you, man, this is probably the smallest XM Studios box I've ever seen, like in my life. I mean, I knew this isn't gonna be any huge statue or so, but still, I mean, XM Studios is known for big boxes and big statues, but this one right here, I mean, I already took out the shipping box, but even with the shipping box, it was pretty small. But I can tell you, I mean, you can see around. I mean, it's a tiny box, pretty much, for XM Studio
Uh,
standards.
I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly certain they have like 6 scale boxes that are bigger.
Yeah, for sure, possibly. I mean, this is a quarter scale statue, and this is just tiny. I was surprised when I saw it, but I mean, this is nothing bad or so. It's just
How much is shipping?
something. I didn't ship it. I mean, my retailer, he lives here in the area, and I just
Go pick it up.
go and pick it up. So I don't know. We kind of arrange. We have this arrangement. He lets me know when the statues are there, and I just go there and I pick them up. So
Nice.
yeah, it's easier for me too. I mean, as I said, yeah, and yeah. So I mean, since I don't order them directly from XM Studios, or most of them. Yeah, but nice to have you here, and hope we have already a few people watching. And yeah, and this statue, I mean, it came with the usual envelope from XM, and we have first, or let's start with the art print. I mean, I see it on the screen, and it actually appears much lighter or brighter on the screen. And
in the color contrast.
yeah, I mean, because of the color contrast, it looks brighter on the screen, but I think in person, like it's actually much darker. But it's a really nice art print. I think we have with the kind of battler head and battle helmet and her powers, got the fires, and I think it's a beautiful art print. And hope you guys hope it comes out nice on the screen.
Yeah.
And I think
Um, it really made her powers look like fire there, and
yeah,
there's like the
it does look more like fire here, doesn't it? Like
yeah, especially with all the fire burning around her as well. It looks
yeah,
like
like,
she's the one who started those fires.
yeah, that's true. And in the background, you have like the city, and you have like this kind of cannon
Does that look
turret.
like a city on Earth or it's a alien planet?
Um, no, it looks more like a futuristic city with those extremely tall towers. A little bit like Coruscant or so in Star Wars. A little bit,
Ah, so you think it's probably like an alien planet?
possibly, yeah, or maybe futuristic Earth planet or some. Not quite sure, but it looks pretty. I mean, it's just so dark that you can hardly see it anyway. That looks pretty cool. So we have Sean Wensley in the house. Congrats, thanks, appreciate it. And we have Double A. Hi, Mickey, and thanks. Nice to have you guys in the house. And yeah, this is a pretty lady, Sean, and we can't wait to unbox her. And here, as usual, we have the packaging guide and the QR codes.
Do you
But
miss the manuals from XM?
absolutely, absolutely. I mentioned this like almost on every unboxing of mine, and I always hope that XM Studios wants to, I mean, would bring back the handbooks.
Yeah,
I mean, I mean, the videos they do on XM from XM Studios, they're really good. I mean, this assembly videos they do, they're really helpful. I think they're really good, but inside me, I do miss the handbooks. I think they're especially when you're like sitting here and you're doing I mean, assembling the video. I think the handbooks are pretty good.
yeah.
And unless you have, I mean, because if you have a video, you have to, and I don't know if you're looking on your phone or on your
Pause and all that
computer,
stuff.
you
Yeah,
always have to maybe go backwards and forwards
yeah,
to, and I think that's a shame. Like, I don't know, maybe they're going with the time. Maybe it's like with climate change or so, they want to save paper. So, or
yeah.
maybe
I
money
think it was
too.
like a cost saving measure, and probably because I don't know it was probably more of a money thing.
Maybe,
They
yeah.
didn't see the need for it when the videos are there. They were already making the video, so what was the point of like adding the manual? And in my opinion, the manuals looked very premium, but
Exactly.
they were very bad. Like you couldn't see anything. When I was trying to set up the XM Venom, oh my
Okay.
god. I was looking at the
Really?
manual and then they actually labeled some stuff wrong on the manual for
Really?
the
I didn't
parts.
have. Are you serious? I didn't have that experience.
You have the XM Venom?
No, I don't. But I mean, talking about Venom, did you see the
Oh,
new Venom XM show
yeah.
today?
Yeah.
I mean, that thing's insane. I think for me, I mean, Venom is the only like main Spider-Man villain I don't have yet,
Hmm.
and for me, that's definitely first day order.
All right.
And
Between
let's go ahead.
I was gonna say between that and the previous Venom from XM, which would be your pick? This new one?
Oh, the new one for sure. I mean, it's a different. I mean, that's a whole new level. The new one, I think.
Wow.
Don't you think so?
No, I don't.
I saw
I
your comment on Facebook, and
I
I just don't see what you meant. Like, I don't know. Like,
I think it's too much going on. It's too busy. The good thing, like the thing that I'm happy about is like I don't seem like a crazy person. There's a lot of people that agree with me.
yeah,
Because normally when I say that about the newer XM pieces, like some people don't agree with me. But like I was just I'm like, man, it's too much texture. It's like it's especially on his arm, the arm that's in front. If you look at it like if you don't zoom in on the image, It
Yeah,
looks
I
like
saw
there.
that.
It looks like there's
It,
a swarm of ants climbing up his arm. That's
yeah, maybe it's
how.
from the
That's how.
maybe it's from the picture, but I saw like you have these black. I mean, you have those black. You have the symbiotes and everything going on,
Yeah, but not even the symbiotes.
and then you have the. I think they gave the texture more like a. How should I say, like the bluish black tone, and then you have the
No,
shiny black symbiote going on top.
yeah. I don't mind the paint. It's more like the surface. Like it looks like sandpaper.
No, I don't know. I don't think so. Sorry. I don't.
Oh
I
man,
don't. I'm sorry, but I can't
I
agree with that.
I'll show you a picture of 80 grits 80 grit sandpaper, and I'll show
It's,
you the Venom. I'll zoom in on both of them, and then I'll change the color of the sandpaper in Photoshop and ask you
okay.
which one is the Venom.
Sorry, man. I don't know.
Nah, I feel you. I get
But
it.
I mean, especially the base and the details. I don't know. But don't matter.
Nah,
Let's
it's
just.
good as long as enough people like it. That's all that matters. I was
I
never gonna
mean,
buy it anyways.
no. Okay. But you have the first one.
I sold that,
Oh, okay.
but I think
Yeah.
that's really good.
I never really liked the first one from XM Studios. I'll be honest. It wasn't like one of the best ones. I always loved the. I think Prime
Prime
One
one.
had Prime One. XM was the Origins is it called, and I always loved that Venom. I always wanted to have that, but unfortunately, I came too late and was already sold out.
I can see where your taste lie is that you like the stuff with everything going on, like
Yeah, I mean,
the
come on. I mean that's what makes a statue an eye catcher. I mean, you have to have this dynamics on a statue.
oh man. If to me sometimes it feels like imagine if you had like a board on the wall and someone just started throwing paint at it
I mean,
or
like
like balloons full of paint and they were throwing it and like someone else came like "Ah, man, the more paint you throw on that the better it looks."
like be honest to yourself. If you had that if you had just like a simple statue, like just standing there, so standing somewhere on a Comic Con, whatever, and you had this other bigger statue with so many things going around, I mean, which one is going to be the real eye catcher? Which one is going to be the one where someone walks around and say like, "Whoa, what's that?" Like, I mean, it's definitely not going to be the one where you just have the Venom just
It
standing there.
I don't know. It's like like it's not as straightforward as you're saying
I
because
think it is.
if you go to because what you're talking about now, if you go to both extremes, it's too simple versus too complicated. You want to be somewhere in the middle. You want to strike a balance.
I see what you're saying when you're talking about complicated, but um, I don't. We can come back to that later. I mean,
Yeah,
we can. Let's just continue.
unboxing.
Yes, let's continue with the unboxing. No, we'll come back to that later on. Don't worry.
Yeah,
We'll
let's
do
do it.
that for sure. Okay, so that was a nice short discussion with you, and we'll come back. And as you can see, we have the usual like black boxes from XM Studios, and we have the Captain Marvel with the Avengers logo on the side. And okay, well, Cash in the house. Nice to have you here. He says, "Don't be infected by this man."
How
Oh,
much did the Captain Marvel cost for like you as a European collector?
it was actually one of the cheaper ones. It was I paid around, I think it was around 1,000 euros. I think from the other statues I paid before, I think it's one of the cheaper ones I paid. I mean, it's not a huge statue either, and so I didn't expect it to be like crazily. But I mean, I've seen other statues that were cheaper. I mean, like, but still, yeah, Cash, don't be infected by the man. Oh, trust me, definitely not. I'll probably be infecting him before he infects me. So,
I don't think that's possible.
okay, we'll see. We'll see. It's not the last word spoken yet. So, it's okay. Let's just open up the box. And, well, as I said, this is like a really small box, and I'll just.
Is there any picture of Captain Marvel on the side, like any kind of art on the side of the box?
We'll see. I mean, yeah, right here. Yeah, as usual, you have the picture. I mean, it's just the
It's an
print.
art print. Nice.
And but on this one, I mean, usually they have a short description, but that's missing on this one, as I see. I don't know. I've seen this repeatedly recently. Sometimes they don't add the description of the character anymore. Before, I mean, on most of them they still do that, but in this case they just left it.
That's odd.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Do you have a spot for this statue? Where's she gonna go?
It's a good question. I don't know. That's the real answer. That's the true answer. But I don't think it's going to be difficult since this isn't a big box. I mean, a big statue.
Yeah.
I'll definitely find a place for this one.
Will she go next to Marvel characters, or maybe you're building a lineup of ladies, or
I don't know. Like I was always like trying to create some kind of Avenger display.
oh yeah,
Since I have all the I have all the characters, but it's just I was missing the space to kind of display them
okay, to
correctly.
line them up together.
Because like I don't know, you can see like I don't know, like next to me I have the Hulkbuster with the Iron Man,
Hmm.
and um,
Do you have the transformation Hulk?
I do.
Okay.
But it's one of those statues I haven't unboxed yet.
Oh yeah.
And so I mean, wow, we can see already this box already comes with quite a few pictures. I mean pieces, and we're lucky enough this time we do have a plaque for this one.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I
How do you
always
feel
love
about
these.
those? Okay,
I
yeah,
love them. I love these plaques. I try to display them as often as possible. I mean, with every statue I get. I think they're. I mean, XM used to have these coins, and but I prefer the plaques. I think they're
prefer the
much better.
plaques, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer them. Okay, I mean, as you can see, I'll just give you a short picture. I mean, you can see maybe show. You have quite a few pieces here.
There's definitely two layers of foam, right?
Yeah, it is. Of course. I mean, it is two layers. I mean, you still, if you don't even have the.
There's still like a lot of individual pieces to put together, even though it's a small box.
Yeah, they are small. There's a lot of small pieces. Like I have the I have the XM Penguin now. It's like standing in my corridor, and that's a huge box. It's just like gigantic, and it's. But I mean, I saw the unboxing video already, and I mean, there's so many small pieces. I don't know if you've watched the assembly video from XM Studios. It comes with so many tiny pieces. It's like almost impossible to keep in mind how to assemble that statue. I think. So,
The statue's pretty cool. You're talking about the Penguin Samurai, right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Of course. I mean, I am a big fan of. I mean, wow. I mean, whoa, the details already pretty awesome on this piece. And the packaging, I mean, you have this awesome packaging from XM Studios with all this foam in between with the power switch out
Oh,
hand.
I thought those were rocks. I didn't
No,
realize.
man. I mean,
I didn't realize that
you
was
have this
part of the
foam,
statue
and because I mean, you have
to
this kind of
protect the fragile.
clear resin. I mean, yeah. I mean, if this would fall down. I mean, I think that's what makes XM Studios premium. Like, I think like other companies, maybe like Sideshow, they wouldn't give you this foam, like I mean, this way or so. And I mean, looks pretty awesome. I just put these pieces aside. Uh, ooh. And we have the next. I think this is the regular arm without. But the details already look pretty like awesome on this statue. I mean, like the armor, and I mean, I'm not sure if you can see that, like the texture,
Yeah,
and
I do.
this shiny gauntlet, the red, it really pops out.
some nice variation in the paint.
Yeah, yeah. And next arm for the left arm, regular. I think here we have the next power arm. Again with all this foam next. Oh. But I mean, when they package this, I mean, it's got to be a lot of work. I mean, the putting these things inside, and
All those small bits of foam.
yeah, I mean, all the time it takes, I'm sure. Wow, this arm is just insane. I mean, this is much bigger than it looks on the pictures. Brian J in the house. Nice having you here.
Ooh. Kind of
Thinking
like
about this
can't wait
piece,
to see where
and
the clear resin is painted on that on the power effect.
yeah, I don't think it's painted. I mean, it looks like it's added into the resin.
Um,
Maybe some
it
of
would
the
it would
maybe
have to
the
be
yellow,
painted. If it's more, yeah, the yellow it has
the
to be
yellow.
painted
I think
because
yeah, the yellow
it's two
parts
colors.
maybe painted. That's true because you can see that there's a slight difference in texture, a little bit.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit sandy, like some of the darker yellow pieces. But I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't at first when I saw this piece. I wasn't convinced. It took me quite a while to um, like to really decide to buy the statue.
Oh,
And
okay. So did you have it on pre-order or you bought it after like it started shipping?
no, I actually bought it after it started shipping.
Uh, do you know when this piece started shipping? Because I didn't know it had released yet. Like it had gone out, started going out to collectors. I thought it was still like being produced.
I'm not sure when it started pre-order, but it must be a while ago, I guess.
I think for me, my favorite thing about XM is currently their production speed is insane.
Yeah, recently they've been doing some really fast production, like the Ghost Rider, and I think recently they showed was it the War Tech. I mean, how fast like they do that.
Yeah, it is insanely fast,
I mean, I
and
think these are
I
just some pieces.
appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just like hoping like it doesn't affect the QR, like the
Quality.
quality control.
Have you noticed that with any of the pieces recently?
Uh,
'Cause I don't think
not
I've heard anyone even talk. Oh,
no,
people have been saying that.
no, I don't know. For myself, I don't think I've experienced like any like this affecting any of the statues recently. But I'm just like thinking it's a possibility that it could affect it. Like, I mean, I think it's just a logical I mean possibility. Uh, Brian says just hated the paint color on mask to shoulders, less gloss look. Okay, yeah, but I'm not. I'll come back to that, but I can tell you like some parts of it are glossy, others are less. Like the arm, like the gauntlets are more glossy, if you can see here, and but the shoulders are like more like a matte color. That's true. So here we have some. I think these are some pieces of the straps of the belt. Like these pieces are really light, and they do seem really fragile though. We'll see See you, Brian. Let's just assemble it first, and we'll talk about the details after that.
He's very eager.
Yeah, he seems really, he really seems really excited about it. So no problem. I mean, we're all excited about any new statues, so it's nothing wrong. Okay, here we have the portraits. So wow. Okay, look at these portraits. See them? As you can see it. I don't know. Can you
I
see
think
it?
I prefer the short hair.
Um, I don't know. I like the way I on the pictures, the blonde hair color seems like it pops out more, but in reality, it looks a bit. How should I say?
Dull.
It's not as strong the color as it looks in the pictures. It's a little. Looks like it's faded a little bit. I don't know.
So it's not as
It's not so strong
saturated.
yellow.
It's not as saturated.
No, it's not. But it's not like something bad. It's just, I mean, there are a lot of different tones in this blonde, brown, yellow color. So let's see the next portrait.
Oh, yeah, he has three portraits.
Yeah. Third one is the battle with the helmet.
Yeah.
I think that's my personal favorite one. I think the second one is the short hair one.
I don't like this one. The hair at least. The hair that's coming out.
Okay.
It's all curved to one side. I feel like,
Oh,
it should be more straight up maybe. It
okay.
looks like it looks like the mohawk is a bit wet and it's drooping down. She needs to
Yeah, I
put more
think
she needs to put more gel in it.
yeah, but I think like what they were trying to do, it's like as if it's like kind of
It's
blowing in
like
the
kind of
wind.
blowing the wind. But then
Yeah,
everything
that's
is like
the
but
concept.
it's like curling in
Okay.
like yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I thought the same thing once, but I don't. I thought about it,
It makes sense to
and
you now.
um, I don't know. Like I can't say like one is correct, the other is wrong, but I mean they're.
No, it's
I mean they're
for me
like.
it's a matter of preference for me, so
Yeah,
it's
it
like
is.
yeah.
And here we have the short hair one.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite portrait.
But I mean the distinct hair color. I mean the distinct eyes and the skin tones look pretty nice though. Okay, and we have I think some more parts of the base here. Some more, I think, parts of the cannon. What's Brian saying? It's a nice looking piece to you, really, and nothing out loud. Um, that's good on the hair color. Help flames pop more. Like, okay, okay. Here we have another part of the base. Looking nice. I'll be honest. Okay, here we have, I think, another larger piece of the. Okay. We have another of these resin pieces from the base. Oh, there a lot of foam went into the statue. I mean, the packaging, and this is quite a large piece. Okay, and I hope I didn't forget any piece. And there's only this one tiny piece left. That pin for her belt. You have that star, and let's put that aside. Okay, and let's go to the next level, to the next layer. Okay, and here we have. Let's. Here we have one of the larger parts of the base here. This, I think it's supposed to be something like a cannon that's, or like a kind of laser cannon that's behind her on the base. And we have this green tone. It's a huge, it's got some decent weight to it, I can tell you that. Ah, nice to have you in, Dennis.
What's up, Dennis?
Happy.
Dennis Perez?
Yeah, in the comments. We have him here.
What's up, Dennis?
And here we have another part of the base. It's another part of the cannon, I believe. And here we have the lady herself.
Oh, One Piece.
I mean, yeah, well. Wow, this actually is much bigger than I thought. I mean, it's quite taller. I mean, it's a really tall piece. She is pretty big, actually. When I compare her to some other of the like lady statues I've seen from XM Studios, she's actually really tall.
Hey, so watch where you put in your hands.
Okay.
Wherever you're putting down the pieces right now, it feels like it's like some kind of infinite ball. You keep on putting pieces down in the same spot, and it looks like you're not running out of space,
Trust me. On almost on the limit.
making it look easy.
It's easier than it looks like. So we just have the last part of the base, and I believe here we have the last part here coming in from the base, or from the box, sorry. And it's the base itself. And we have this relatively small base. But it's got some decent weight actually to it. And I'll just put it aside.
Is that everything?
That was everything.
What you normally do with your switch outs? You keep them next to the statue.
I do with some, and depends on the statues. Like, I mean, if they're just like portraits, sometimes I just keep them next to the
Oh,
next to
I
the.
see. Like the Electro.
I don't know if you can see it
Harley.
like next to me, like you have the Harley Quinn here. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I just display the portraits, but not always. Like if they're like larger pieces, like the arms, for example, for the Transformers, I bought
That's
one
a
of
good.
these. Like Magic Case has these drawers,
Mm-hmm.
and I just keep all the
Switch
switch
outs.
out pieces.
Nice.
Okay, so we've unboxed all the individual pieces. So I'll just arrange the table so we can start the assembly. Okay, we have Vane in the house. Nice to have you here. And
What is up,
let's
guys?
see you, but nice to see you, Buck. Buck, is your microphone plugged in? I don't know if he's asking you that, but I think it
Uh,
is.
what is it? My microphone? What?
I don't know. He asks if your microphone's plugged, but I can hear you. So
I'm probably gonna have to. I can. Give me a second. Let me see
I think
what.
it's okay. I think it's so. Let me just adjust the camera.
Testing, testing, testing.
Yeah, I think everything's fine. Like I can hear you. Okay, I think we've reached the time we've all been waiting for.
The moment of truth.
The moment of truth. Exactly. We'll see.
This is where you break something you
Oof.
shouldn't.
Whoa, be careful what you say, bro. We don't want any negative vibes here. We don't want. Okay, so I believe like the first part would actually be like one of these. Or no, actually, it was. I mean, one of these like pieces here, and we have these smaller like cannon pieces that go into the
Ah,
back of the back of the base here, and they are color coded, I believe, and and or it's the other way around. Sorry, yeah. There's, but I think the color has kind of faded on mine. But you can see like one is a bit larger, the other one's smaller, so they just like fit in with with the magnet. So next would just be this huge bulk of what I still think is a cannon, and that goes into this really solid pin, and that should
oh,
fit in.
there we go. Nice.
Yeah, and it did fit in. I must say though, I'll be honest, it is a little bit. It's
Has
not
some
like
wiggle.
so. It does have some wiggle. I'll be honest. I have to say that.
I think that's good. You don't want it to be too tight a fit. Like when you're trying to
Maybe.
slot things into each other, you need a little
Yeah.
bit of like wiggle
Maybe. I
sometimes.
mean, it's not like something. It's not like something really bad or so.
Yeah.
Just something. I mean, it's not something
If it was too
bad.
tight, the
It's
paint
okay.
could rub off.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay, we have these huger pieces of the can. Like one goes on the top, and the next one should go opposite side and bottom. Like, wow,
I don't think
wow,
I've ever seen this base like this.
wow.
It's
It
like a
reminds.
sentry turret.
Yeah, I mean, you have like a turret, and it's just like. I mean, it looks like it's just like falling down. It's turned with this futuristic laser kind of cannon, or turned just like blowing. It kind of reminds me of I think there. I think which Transformer movie is it where they ask him like to blow like this? He asks again. They just shoot off. Where they shoot the Devastator off with this cannon, and I think it's a part two or three, and they shoot with
Oh,
this one like futuristic weapon. I mean, it reminds me of that. That it looks like
was
that
Shia
kind of.
LaBeouf in that? Well,
Yeah, it was. It was. What's that? Which one is the one with Devastator? I think with the one that plays in Egypt, like where
I think that's Dark of the Moon. So maybe two. That's
it
the
might
second
be.
one.
Yeah, it's two or three. I'm not sure. One of the two. I'm not sure, but it looks pretty nice. I mean, you have this futuristic cannon, and that's just damaged, and you have these. I mean, you have these small. I don't know. I'll bring it a little closer, maybe.
Like wires.
You have these wires, and they're you can. I mean, you can move them a little bit. You have the similar thing on the other side,
Nice mixed
and
media. It's awesome.
yeah, it's a little bit mixed media. It's true. And How are you with mixed media? Do you like that, or are you
I
against it?
I think it's good when it's applied well.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
everything doesn't have to be resin.
Yeah. Okay, we have here like the next like kind of power piece that goes into the base with the magnets. I think this should go in with this huge piece right here. And then we have, I believe, a smaller piece that goes in with a peg. I
Look at
think,
you putting it together like a pro. No
yeah.
need for a video or a manual.
You'd be surprised how often I watch that video, man, to memorize that shit. I mean, we don't have the manuals anymore, so I mean, the handbooks from XM Studios.
You can't tell the people the magic that goes on behind the scenes.
Hey, I gotta say it loud. I mean, to XM Studios, please bring back those manuals, like the handbooks. I really miss those. I'll be honest to you guys.
Yeah.
I really hope someday you guys will change your mind and bring those back. I don't know. What's the vein says? I hear Saba really clearly, but Buck sounds kind of far away. Yeah,
I think that's
I
like
think it means a bit. I don't know. Is the sensitivity on your mic a little? I mean, I can
it's
hear
the
you.
sensitivity. Yeah.
Is it
I've already I turned it up since he said that, so we're good now.
okay? Okay, we're fine. Okay, so we have this other smaller piece that should, I believe, go in. Maybe I hope at least a little better. We'll see
Oh
where.
no. Oh man, Saba, you're supposed to be a pro.
Hey, man. Even pros make mistakes sometimes, so come on.
Working under pressure here.
Working under pressure. Well, I think it's your negative vibes from before. That was the issue, man. Okay. Okay, we got it here. We have it. So actually the place where this goes in, it's kind of hidden like under this. I don't know if you can see it like
I can't see your name is blocking
oh
the
is
part.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just kind of turn that off. Brand roust. I'll just kind of turn that off now. It's better, I guess. Yeah, it's actually hidden like under this piece right here, this on the base.
Yeah.
So that's why, and you just have to kind of fit it in inside there, and
Ah,
that was the issue. It actually goes around
yeah.
that way, like
I see it
outside.
now.
Yeah, I didn't see that at first. It was kind of hidden, so but
Nice.
it's okay now. Okay. So now I believe it's moment of truth, man. We have
Let's see
a
the
huge lady.
yeah. Let's see that again.
Yeah, I mean, you have the whole body of this. I mean, of Captain Marvel, of Carol Danvers, and
Looks really good.
on the pictures, I must say that the armor looks more shiny, but like in my opinion at least, but the blue parts they're not as shiny as they look like on the pictures. I must say.
The pictures too also have like all these studio lights probably in the
Yeah,
setup,
exactly. You
and they'll
have
be
those.
pointing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have
that,
multiple
that's
lights in the room too.
yeah, that's what kind of gives it that reflection. But it's not as shiny as it sometimes might seem on the pictures. I mean, it does have this kind of shiny look to it, but it's more like a matte shiny,
So like a
and
satin sheen.
yeah, it's like a satin. Exactly, that's the perfect description. And like the armor on the legs, that's more like a matte, like a satin look, and but it looks good, I think. And but it's actually like a huge. We have this huge lady. I mean, uh,
Experiencing this statue through you is giving me greater appreciation for it. I still don't like it, right?
okay.
But like with the way you're seeing these things and pointing them out, it makes me think of it in a more positive light.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll take that as a compliment. Thanks. And here we have, I mean, the statue. I mean, she goes in with this one peg, and there's this, and the pin, and then we have the peg, and then we have one key that goes in actually into this piece with. Um, put in into the base before. So you just have to be careful. You have to kind of coordinate how you're putting these things inside. I think you should probably just put in the pin first and add in. And I think now we've got her in properly. And
Hmm.
wow, and wow, she looks pretty nice and nice pose. Wow, beautiful. So next, I
Are you?
believe we should. Sorry, go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, are you a fan of the Captain Marvel character normally?
Um, I mean, I don't dislike her, but it's not like one of my like
Favorite.
the favorite like top 10 or something.
All right.
She's a cool character, but it's not like one of the most favorite ones. There are just too many other ones I think that are more interesting. And okay, so we have these two pieces of the straps. They look very similar, so I mean the only way you can really tell how they go in is by the shape of the keys.
Key.
I mean, yeah, so you can tell, and they just fit in right at the bottom here on the side of her waist. So they just go in with these small pegs. I mean, they're not metal pegs; they look like more like sculpted pegs. It's okay. What have we done it correctly? Okay, she goes in, and next part should, yeah, there we go. And we have that small pin
The seam.
to hide up the seams, and I think that's a great idea. And it goes in with the magnets, and that looks pretty nice. I mean, it looks pretty decent. Maybe come a little closer, and I don't know. How do you like it up to now, again?
What?
How do you like it up to now?
Up to now, it looks nice. It looks
Yeah.
nice. I would
Okay.
say, I think the finished statue,
No.
like from what I've seen in the pictures, it won't be appealing to me. But so
Okay.
far, I'm able to appreciate like aspects of the base.
Okay.
And one thing I didn't realize before that I do now that I like is I kind of like the way her torso is sculpted. The
Okay.
you can see the female physique like coming through the suit. You can see like the rib cage where that goes up,
Yeah. Here
and
and
then like
so.
her like abdominals and all that.
Yeah.
Her hips,
Yeah.
all that is really well done.
Okay.
I think her legs might be too long, but that might just otherwise so far.
Okay.
I think my favorite part is that and the turret on the base.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know which armor version should we start with, the regular one or the?
Let's do the regular arms.
Yeah. Let's start. Let's keep the best for last. Put the regular arms in first, and that goes in here. The left arm here with the magnet, and no, let's start with the long hair portrait first. And here we have her all done, like pretty much. And this is the first way to display Carol Danvers and alias Captain Marvel from XM Studios. And wow, she's actually pretty nice when you see it in person. And I have to be honest, this is not a statue. As I said before, like this is not a statue I really was planning to order. I decided to order this like pretty much last minute, and because I wasn't like a huge fan of the character, I didn't know too much about her, and I saw like some other like statues like they were planning to bring out for XM Studios, and so I decided to order this one. But I must say, like having her in hands looks pretty nice, decent. And what do you say, Brian? Now it's done, and what's your opinion? So you already said armor seems to match helmet with shine in parts I see. I might order it. ATM base is cool. Add some life to others. Yeah, I mean the base is really nice. I mean for such a small base, it's got quite a lot going on. And you have this cannon on the back, and you have this the powers or fire like around her legs. Looks pretty decent, and her you have the decent texture. I love the texture on her bodysuit. Like you have this kind of more like
Fabric.
rigid fabric kind of look, and on the insides and on her waist and on her arms and her triceps, and looks pretty nice. And like on her arms, like the gauntlets, like you have this shiny texture. I mean, shiny armor pieces here. Not sure if that comes out on the camera, but
It does. The
yeah,
I think you call that the van braces.
yeah, okay. And because like on her legs, you have again this more matte texture. I mean, paint job, as you can see on her shoulders, and maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a matter of taste, but uh, maybe I might have wished to have the. Now when I look at it, maybe the shiny paint job on on the boots too, like on her legs. Maybe like that's
It
as I
looks
said.
like that shine, at least the metallic kind of shine, or is it a metallic or a
Yeah, it's
shiny
like a.
plastic on the
Uh,
gauntlets?
it's more like a metallic shiny on the gauntlets.
And maybe they only put it. I don't know. Actually, I was gonna say it's because it looks like that is like an armor on top of a leather for the gloves.
Yeah, I mean the gloves are matte again. It's just
Yeah,
like on the arms,
yeah, on the forearm.
that's on the forearm. That's the only part you have the that shiny part, but it still looks pretty cool, and you have a lot of texture. Like if when you actually go closer on her feet, there's a lot of texture going on her boots again too. There's a lot of like small texture. You can see the texture of, I mean, it's probably not leather, but like whatever it is, like the texture of the material of her boots, and then on top again you have the armor, like the part going continuing on. It looks really nice, and
Let's see the portrait again.
take you bring the camera a little closer, and here we have the portrait. I think the portrait was done really nicely. I think I actually do like it. I mean, like especially the face, like the mouth, the eyes, especially. I mean, I think XM is like I mean, they've really nailed like the way they paint the eyes and mouth of their portraits, and
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think I prefer the other one, the one with the short hair.
yeah,
Let
let's look at that one. I mean, we'll do that. And said like this. Here we have the other one. I mean, it's just like the hairstyle is really different, but I think when you look at them closely, I think I mean the,
Same
I mean
face.
the face expression is like pretty much the
Is
same.
different.
It's not like so much different. I think it's more like it's just the hairstyle is really different, in my opinion. It's not really the face expression.
Now let's put the mohawk on her with all the powers.
Yeah, I mean now we gotta go like, but I really like. I have to say, like when I actually saw the pictures first, I when I saw the short hair one, I was thinking, wow, like I wasn't like too excited about it, but when I look at it now, it's actually really nice. It's you really get this kind of battle or military kind of um, expression, like look, and it looks nice, and it goes with the face expression. Like you have this aggressive, like strong woman feel you get, and yeah. So let's switch out the arms. Here we
Yeah,
get the
it's like a butch lesbian kind of haircut.
okay.
Like
Okay.
not
No,
in a bad way. Not
no,
in a
no. I'm
bad
not
way.
saying that. I'm not saying that. But yeah. But you get rid of this. I know what you're saying, but it's okay. Here we have this. Now we have like full power, like, and let's go like full power mode with the helmet look, and this would be the way. I mean, it's she's displayed in the art print, so that looks pretty nice. I think you really give it like 360.
You know, Brian was talking about the change in glossiness from the neck to like the portrait, like around the collar. Can you
Yeah.
show us a close up of that? How they handle that?
Okay. The glossiness on what was that? The sorry, I
No,
could just
Brian is he didn't say it now exactly, but he's been saying it like in the chat like since we started.
okay. Like let's just okay. Just give you like close-ups. I hope it comes out okay on the camera.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can
that's it. Yeah,
like I mean
I
you
think
can see like the text, the shininess. You have the helmet. It has this shiny.
yeah.
You have the
I
shiny
think
helmet
I
as
think
you
what he
have
was
on the arms.
I think what he
Sorry.
was worried about was also like the way they would handle the seam around there. I think they handled it well because
I
it looks like she has like a high collar, like a collar around her neck,
yeah,
and then like that's where the head slots in.
she does, and I think when it comes to seam lines, I think did a great job. You don't see any seam lines here. I mean, as you said, with that long collar, they hide the seam line perfectly. And like for example, like on the straps on her belt, that pin hides everything, and like you don't see the parts where you fit in the straps, so the pin hides everything. And um, well, wow, and you have this full battle mode with the helmet, and looks pretty nice, I must say. Like, I'm not sure yet, like actually which way to display it, and but I definitely love the way they did these powers. That the powers like that resin, it's it's actually done really nicely, and it's actually also much bigger than it looks like on the pictures, I think. Let me just adjust the camera again. Yeah, and okay, Sean says short hair favors young Bridget Nielsen. You got a point. There's some similarity to Brigitte Nielsen, and maybe we can also just like compare. I mean, just like combine the two different
What's up,
portraits.
Rome? Rome is in the house.
Yeah, you got Ron Mouse. Okay, and don't seem to be as bad though with the shine on the helmets. And yeah, nice to have you in Rome. What's up? Everything's great, and wish you could be here, but I could add the with camera. But still, nice to have you around, and looks great. Okay, and whoa, let's. Is it? Is the light maybe too strong? Like, does it? I
Mm,
don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe
I think we're good.
is it? Was it better now? I'm not sure.
Your audio seems like it got lower.
Maybe it was just the.
Okay, you're good now.
Is it okay again?
Yeah, it's good now.
Okay. No, no. I was just thinking maybe the light was just too strong, making like kind of fading the look of her on the picture on the on the screen. So, but I definitely like this portrait. I think it's a nice portrait. I think it also fits with this portrait um, with the power arms. I don't know. I don't know how you see it. Do you think it goes together,
I, yeah, I
or
think
do
it
you?
does. You know, this is the look she's been sporting in the comics for a while now.
Yeah, and but I definitely like. As I was talking about the resin on the arms. Like I love the way they did it, and they seem also like I mean the way it's done. It seems relatively solid, and the material, like the quality wise, I think it's done pretty nicely. And the different ways, like the when it goes like darker, lighter in between, the paint, the painting was done pretty nicely. And they're actually much bigger than they look like on pictures. Like on the screen here, I can see it now. It doesn't look so big, but when you actually have it in hands, they're much bigger. And
Yeah, because they look like the size of her head.
yeah, they. I mean, they're bigger than her head. Like I'm
Yeah,
not sure if you can see that,
yeah,
but it looks pretty good. And I'm not disappointed. Actually, I mean, as I said before, like I wasn't a big fan. Like I wasn't sure about getting this statue yet, but now I can say I'm not disappointed. I'm happy I did decide to get it eventually.
congrats, man.
Yeah, thanks. And I don't know. Let's just switch it out again to the kind of how should I say like maybe the movie classical or movie Carol Danvers like looks more. I think like for in the movies they decided to go more for this look
Yeah,
and with the long hair.
yeah. You know, recently too, she's been like going on and off, like depending on the book. I feel
Yeah.
like around the second Civil War run, she was doing short hair, and then they started switching it back to long hair again. I think
Okay.
after Brie Larson was in the movie, in the books too, she was doing longer hair more.
Yeah. But I'm not saying like I mean this look is still I mean it still looks pretty nice. I'm not saying it's bad. But you have this angry look in the face. But with the long hair, I think maybe flying in the wind or blowing in the wind, you still get that. How should I say? Feminine kind of feel to the character, I think. And I mean, Sean said before, like short hair, like I mean, looks like Brigitte Nielsen. Like he's right. Actually, I didn't think about that, but when he said it, you do get that look. I mean, it does look like her, and
I don't know who that is, so I'm gonna search
Brigitte
her up.
Nielsen, like she played Red Sonja, or in what was it, Beverly Hills Cop, part two, is it? Yeah, it's part two. That blonde lady. I don't know if you remember that. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe we'll get out a picture.
oh, I can see her now.
I don't know. Did you find a picture? Or maybe we
Yeah.
can just. I don't know. Not sure if you found her. So,
I did. I did.
okay, but no problem. And it does look like her. There's a similarity with the hairstyle, and I do like it. And but I think this is one of those statues where I can imagine just switching out the portraits every now and then. I would have wished that XM would have added one of these small proximity bases like for the portraits.
Hmm.
That would have been really nice.
I feel like is XM. I feel like the only piece that I can think of they've done that for is Swamp Thing.
No, I mean the what for example the what's it Cyclops has one of those. You have because you have a
Um,
whole torso like Cyclops
yeah,
has a whole
yeah,
different torso,
yeah.
and for example
Ghost
Ghost
Rider.
Rider. Ghost
Ghost
Rider,
Rider.
exactly. And who else can I see right now? Yeah, that's the ones I
I'm
can
not,
see
I
now.
think those are the only ones.
Yeah, yeah, you're probably right. Like I'm just looking around my room now, and like I think it's
The
Ghost Rider and
the,
Cyclops, the ones I can think about now.
the XM Museum.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And what do you think? Like, what's your personal favorite portrait? Like, if this were your statue, how would you display it?
Oh man, if I'm being honest with you, I don't like the portraits. I think that's the part I don't like the most. Out of front in the statue, that's the thing that like sets it back for me. I don't like the way the eyes are done, and there's like the way they put like a lot of this is like, and I don't mean this one. On this one, it's the
Yeah.
hair, and then on the
Okay.
other two, there's like they're trying to add like a blush or like flush like red around the eyes. Like there's a rouge, like not on
Okay.
this head, on the other
No, no,
heads. Look at
I know what you're saying. Don't worry.
yeah, and you see how they made like it really pink in there. It's like part of that is makeup, but then there's like a lot of like redness around the eye. I don't know. It looks too simple compared
Okay.
to the way they do the rest of the statue. I don't like the way they paint the face,
Okay.
and yeah, that sets that back for me. So I don't like any of the portraits. But
I,
that's like that's
what
not
you
you.
just, I
That's
think
not
what
you.
you're. Go ahead.
I'll say
Sorry.
that's not unique to this statue. It's just kind of how they do all the female portraits that I'm not fond of.
Maybe you're just saying like it's too clean for the character, or
It's the style of paint.
it's yeah. But what I definitely like about the battle portrait is like you don't have any like overflows like from paint job wise
Very
between
clean
the.
paint.
It's very clean between the armor, the helmet, and the skin. Like I
Hmm.
mean, even even the nose, like the nose holes, like you can actually see it, like it's sculpted
See you
in.
later, Brian.
Yeah. Good. Hey, I hope we could have maybe motivated you to get one of these, Brian. But wish you a nice day. But I definitely love the texture and the paint job on the hair. Like you have a lot of different tones of brown, like or light brown, yellow, and darker browns on the bottom.
Hmm.
Not sure if you can see that. I mean, it's maybe a little difficult on camera.
No, the paint on the hair is good,
Yeah, and you
and I
have
like
there,
the color of the lipstick.
yeah, there's a lot of different texture in that and different tones, and I mean, you really have like this really futuristic helmet, and
Like the color
um,
on the paint on the helmet, like reminds me of like a new car paint with like a very thick clear coat.
okay,
That's a good thing, not a
yeah,
bad.
yeah. No, I'm not saying that. But I love your descriptions, and it just makes me laugh sometimes. So, but I see what you're saying. Like it does. You really have this shiny look, and like on card, and but you were talking about like the hair like flowing, and so when you see it, like I'll try and bring the camera a little closer, and but like it goes a little bit with the.
It's not focusing, right?
Yeah, like I don't know what the problem is. It's for some reason it's got an issue with.
But
Yeah,
okay,
now it
now
is.
we're good.
Now it's good
Yeah.
again. Yeah, yeah. Like it kind of goes with the. Maybe it goes pretty well with the base. You have these flames going around, and shape wise, it kind of. I think there's a harmony with the portrait with the hair.
Yeah, I would have just liked to see because it feels like everything is going in that direction. I'd have liked to see some strands like go in the opposite to create some like texture in the shape,
Okay.
you know. But but it's what it is. That's like taste thing for me.
Yeah. Oh, we still have. I almost forgot to
Still the
unbox
plaque.
the plaque. Exactly. I mean, we still have that. So let's see how that looks like.
Wow, a box within a box
And
with
packaging within the packaging. Like yeah,
boxception.
yeah, that's premium XM Studios. So you have already like this nice picture, and there's like this kind of stuck plastic on top.
Mm.
So that
So
just
you prefer these plaques to the coins?
oh yeah, for sure. Like because like you can really like display them nicely, and they have
They have the
this
kickstand.
stand, the kickstand, and you have like the texture like on the coins, and they're almost like small pictures, like they're like small
Yeah.
portraits.
How
And
does the plastic like shell outside feel?
I must say, like inside, you can feel it's a little bit hollow,
Hollow? Okay.
but it still feels solid.
Give me 1 second.
Okay, let's just wait for a buck, and I'm sure he'll be back for a second. But I must say, like we do have this beautiful. We're lucky enough to get this plaque from XM Studios, and I always love these things. They're beautiful, and I don't know how many of these were made for this statue, but I
I'm back.
don't. Yeah, yeah. I was just saying, like I think on some of these first on the first plaques they used to write numbers on them,
Hmm.
because like now it just says limited edition, and so like we
Maybe they
don't really know
commissioned
how.
these. Maybe they
Yeah, we
commissioned
don't
them
know.
before they know the size of the ES. Actually,
Yeah,
that would make sense.
yeah. Like, we don't know how many of these were made. So I mean, but they still look really nice, and I hope XM will continue with these.
For example, I would have preferred if they did the metal plaque. They start doing them like these. Like, see, that is like a 3D.
Sorry, let me just make it larger. Okay, okay, like that looks interesting. Yeah,
So it's like sculpted
yeah, it's
into
sculpted.
the surface,
It's like
and
a
it's like
3D.
a thick metal, and it says the ES on it too.
Is that
Right?
Broly from Dragon Ball Z? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, but I really like these. I was thinking XM should like start going in this route,
okay,
because this feels very premium. There's another company. This is a unlicensed company. This one they did this one,
okay.
but this one is cool, you know, but it's not as crazy good as this one. This one has so much detail going on in the back.
I think I mean these look cool, but I think an issue with these is with those 3D pictures are um, you have to go close to see what it's supposed to be. Like from distance, you can't. Like with these ones, you can see that there's a real picture, and you can I think see immediately the like the contrast. The contrast is missing on the 3D pictures. I think. Like for me
Uh,
now, I don't know if it's because of the focus or maybe because of the lighting. Uh, it's I think you have to look maybe a bit, maybe
mhm.
2 or 3 times to see what it's actually what the depiction is. I mean, on this ones, I think you can
At
immediately.
any distance, you can tell is what you're
Yeah, I
saying.
mean, from any distance, you can tell immediately what it is or who it
That
is.
black really helps it pop.
Like the contrast is missing, like on the 3D pictures. I mean, the concept is cool. Like they look really nice. I do like those 3D pictures, but I mean, maybe it's also a matter of taste. I don't know, but
Nah, it doesn't matter.
I
Like
mean, it does matter.
uh,
But
sorry.
I think you can see what I'm saying. Like the contrast
Hmm.
is kind of missing.
Yeah, from a distance, I can see what you're talking about.
Yeah, from distance you can't tell like what it's showing, and that's I think one problem with those.
Like, for instance, I can really see the rhino from over here.
Yeah. Like, okay. Okay. And so I mean, Yeah, but I mean, both are great options. I mean, it's up to XM like what they go for, and but up to now, I must say I'm very happy with these black and white plaques. I hope they'll continue with those. They're really cool. And wow, and all I can say up to now is like the base. Uh, I mean, oh yeah, I mean, she's actually a big statue. I mean, it's bigger than I expected. I mean, so let's just talk about size. Like, I think this portrait is the tallest option. I mean, version you can display her, and in centimeters, she's about 54 centimeters, maybe 54 and a half. And in width, um, it's hard to say, like, depending on from which side you're going, you're gonna be talking about uh, maybe 32, 33 centimeters in width, because actually the widest part is actually
Oh,
part of the
you gotta speak American, Saba. You
base.
gotta. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Hey
No,
Siri,
the
what
widest
is
part.
33 centimeters in inches? 12.99 inches. So we got like 13 inches.
Okay, I know that 1 inch is approximately 2.5 centimeters. I know that. So maybe in depth wise, I think it's gonna be comparable.
I used to speak European as well, but metric system. But since I came here, it's ruined all that for me. Everyone's always using feet and yards and inches,
Yeah, I
and so
mean
I've adapted and I've forgotten the old ways, the good ways.
the real ways, the real the real ways, the real ways.
USA, you.
Well, I mean, I was born in the U.S., but I grew up here in Europe, and so I mean, you're a product of your surroundings. So,
The
but
what's it called?
what did you
Overall
say?
impressions. Overall impressions.
Yeah, but I could say like so. I mean, she's not a really extremely. She's like 54 centimeters tall. I mean, it's not. It's fairly big for such a. I mean, the base is not tall. Like when you're, like her feet are almost like very close to the ground. Like
Yeah.
they're not really tall. Like so, I think between her feet and the bottom of the like my turntable, you might have around maybe what is it like 3 centimeters maybe. Whoops, there goes my yeah. It's like 2.5 centimeters you have between her feet and my turntable. So there's not really much space. I mean, sometimes you have some statues where you have like so much space between like where they're standing and yeah, and like
Usually they have thicker bases.
yeah, they have thicker bases, and but that's not the case on this statue.
Yeah,
So
that's why the packaging wasn't too big. Like the
exactly,
biggest presence on this is just her body.
for sure. Like I mean, the pose. I must say, like for myself, I might have wished a more, maybe more dynamic pose. Maybe they could have made her like as if she's flying, like something like that. Maybe some pose like that, as if she's flying and kind of fighting like in the air, like some kind of pose like that. I think that would have looked pretty awesome too. Because here we have maybe a slightly museum pose, I could say,
Hmm.
and but it still looks cool with the with. I mean, since you have these power arms, I think it kind of makes up for this simple museum pose. And you have this with these powers in the base. I mean, with these flames or yeah, powers, whatever they may be. It gives it this. It makes up for the dynamics in the whole statue. I think this whole thing, you have this all these powers going around. It makes you get a more dynamic surrounding in the statue. I think
I know you like the like busy stuff now,
I
but I
do.
can
Yeah,
can
sure. Like
definitely tell
I'm
that
not gonna I'm not gonna make a secret out of it. I do. I'm not a big fan of statues where you just have someone just standing
just
there,
standing there.
and I don't like. That's why you have those legendary beast statues from XM Studios.
You're not fond of
Yeah,
them.
they're like I'm not too crazy. I mean, the details on those statues are amazing. They're really nicely done. But what disturbs, as I said, like you just have this museum pose statues there, and but when you look at the bases, I think the details on those bases are really nice. I think I don't know. Have you seen the new Hulk they showed recently? I think that might be the first one where I kind of almost I considered buying it.
Wow. I'm sure, but you're supposed to like the Venom then. The Venom's got all the random shit on the base.
No, but it's the
It
Venom
got a
too. I
pizza, it
mean,
got a
it goes with
pizza
the character.
box. Pizza box. It writes his name on the back. It has Daily Bugle written. It's got Nose face in front. It's got all the symbiote heads at the back. It's got Spider-Man mural and then a Carnage mural.
Okay,
It got everything.
we have Matthew Mears in the house. What's up? Nice to have you in.
What's
Heard
up,
the piece
Matthew?
has a wobble in yours. Yeah, the wobble is slight wobble is with the part here in the back, but it's not like something. It's no so dramatic issue. It's just a small thing. As Buck said before, maybe it's not something bad. Even it might be even something good. It might be, as I said, like if you're planning to disassemble the statue, it might be something good even.
Plus also like resin, like under different temperatures it'll expand or contract. And
Yeah.
so like if it's expanding, you don't want it to, that's that area is going to expand on itself. All those kind of things, I think they take that into consideration when they're doing like the keys.
True. Like I don't know. Since you have metal, I mean, I assume it's. I mean, I hope it's not going to rust or something. If you really keep it there for many years or so, it's
Not
probably not.
doubtful.
It's
Doubtful.
not. It's not probably not. But
They're probably using steel rods too. So
as you said, like maybe in temperature or something, temperature changes, the metal might change, expand. But I hope. I mean, if you keep your temperature conditions, I mean, the room conditions in your house constant as much as possible, I think we should all be pretty fine. And yeah, I
Matthew,
think
Matthew says congratulations.
thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. This one I saw Captain Marvel had a wobble. Like, yeah, yeah. I think thanks a lot. I really appreciate that, Matthew. And as I can say, like at the end, I'm really happy I bought the statue, and I'm not disappointed with it. I think if anyone is actually deciding to get the statue, I can tell you guys, you won't be disappointed. I think no one. I think you're all if you're a big fan of the character, or even if you're not, or maybe if you're just trying to get a Avengers display in your house. I think this is certainly a must-have. I think for the for your display, and maybe I'll just display her maybe next to my Hulkbuster, and I think she might even look nice to next to that one. Even color-wise, I think you have the red tones a little bit.
That would be very funny. She killed him in the comics. Oh man,
Yeah, as I said, I was still looking for a place to display her. So,
you should put her
um,
next to Tony. Yeah.
yeah, maybe they might look pretty nice next to each other.
Because of the similar paint, right?
Yeah, it's similar paint, and it's also space-wise. I mean, the base is fairly small.
Hmm.
So, I mean, everyone has to, I think, consider different things when you buy a statue. And sometimes, as me, just like me, for example, the Venom, I mean, that's a huge statue, like the new one from XM.
Hmm.
and I don't care how big it is. I'm gonna get that piece, so I can say that. And so, that's as much as I can say. And I just want to say I hope all of you enjoyed today's show, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, Buck fans, for you being here. I really appreciate that,
Of course,
and
man.
everyone else watching, Rome, Brian, Cash, Matthew. As short as it may be, it's better than nothing. And I will
Matthew
say,
said, "What are your
Matthew,
thoughts on the Venom review?"
yeah, oh yeah, we were going to talk about that again, weren't we? Like, yeah, just
Yeah,
quickly, like,
let's do like a quick 5 minute
yeah,
thing.
let's just do a quick discussion on the Venom. Like, I said, like, I say the Venom is insane. For me, it's a first day. Tomorrow, it's going to be pre-order for me. I mean, I'm definitely gonna order that. And but we have another person here who thinks otherwise.
Before we go to that, you've said the positive. Give me some negative aspects of that statue.
I have to think twice. I mean, I can only talk about the pictures I've seen now. Like they've uploaded. If I had to, like honestly, if I had to talk about anything negative about that statue, it might be. I thought when I saw one of the, I don't know if it's from the picture or from the angle. I thought maybe the head might look a little bit small. That's what I thought on one of the pictures or
Hmm.
on one of the portraits.
Yeah.
I thought maybe the head could have been a little bit bigger. I'm not 100. Maybe I don't know if it's because of the angle of the picture or from the picture or just from the color wise. And maybe another negative thing about the statue might be when I look at the close-ups of the pictures that had the blue black skin color. Some people, I know they're trying to make it like a comic look. Some people like that, others don't. I prefer like the pure kind of black look on Venom, but it's not as bad as, but it's not so bad. It's um, it's okay for me. I can live with it. Let me put it that way. But I
Hmm.
still think it's an amazing statue. So we have you for the negative, pure negative
Pure
comments.
negative. Pure
Well,
negative.
the pure
I can
fairly.
find there's like a positive thing I can think about.
Oh,
I
I should
like
be.
the I like the one portrait. The
Wait, let me
feel
try.
like McFarlane or maybe a Mark Bagley portrait. But overall, it's a miss for me. I don't think they're gonna change anything. But I think what's gonna happen is the edition size on this is gonna be smaller than the previous Venom because I don't think that many people will be interested in it.
Okay.
I might be wrong
Well,
though.
I don't know. Like, I mean, that's your opinion. I mean, everyone's free for his opinion. But I still think, I still think that's an awesome statue. And
I don't like that. That's so funny because you're like, that's your opinion, and it's like, there's the unspoken words there, but you're wrong. Oh man, yeah. I guess most of my thoughts, at least some of my thoughts on the Venom, I said them in the beginning, Matthew. If you want to hear them, just go to the beginning. But it's not like it's not that deep.
yeah. But as I said, like I love it, and I'm from for me, it's definitely a must-have, and I'm definitely gonna be getting it. Um, that Venom. Wait, I'll just try. I'm just trying to get a picture like for of that Venom out, and let's just see. Just give me a second. Uh, well, like they haven't like well XM Venom like
Congrats,
well
Matt.
unfortunately I couldn't get it yet, but okay, but I'll definitely be making an I'll definitely be making an extra video like maybe about this Venom, and if you're willing to join that video,
Are
I'm
you sure you can
happy.
listen to it to what I have to say?
If you have
It
the
won't.
energy,
It,
if you
it
have the
won't be. It
energy
won't be
to
positive.
withstand, if you have the energy to withstand
Glowing
my
praise.
my praise for this statue, I'm always willing to have you.
Yeah. Oh no, man.
And
I understand. Like, there's some things people just love, and there's no explanation really for why people feel a certain way about something.
okay, we have Matthew saying here the base is interesting, but Venom is a little too messy looking for me. Okay, we have. I mean, seems like but you have a supporter there.
Now, if you go look at the reveal, you're gonna see everybody saying that. It's like a few diamonds here and there going diamonds in the rough, saying, "Don't change anything. I love it." Everyone is like, "This is too busy." But at the same
Damn,
time, as long as there's
damn
enough people
Matthew.
that like it the way it is, that's all they need.
Damn, Matthew, how can you fall to my back, man? Come on, this. Come on.
um, Matthew, thank you for showing Saba so when Saba hears it from me, he thinks I'm just a hater. But like when you say it, he's like, "Oh, damn, maybe there's some truth."
No, 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 that definitely not. I'm not saying he's right. I'm just saying I'm just angry. I'm just angry he's supporting you. I'm just I think there was a
Oh wow.
misunderstanding here. Like I'm just angry, like or disappointed, let's put it that way. But I mean, I say like everyone's free to his opinion, so maybe
No,
we'll see each
don't
other
worry,
next
Matthew. You don't need Saba's like approval. You have mine.
time. But you might change. Maybe I mean, this is just pretty much a prototype. Maybe they're. I mean, people watch these videos, so they might be changing some things on the statue that might change your opinion about it. I mean, they do watch. I mean, XM watches these videos and discussions and comments of people. So
It's too. I think with the design, they'd have to go completely back to the drawing board to address what people are saying. They'd have to redo the sculpt and then repaint the prototype and send that to Marvel, like all the way. Do all the approval processes. I don't think you're gonna do that. It's gonna come out the way it looks, and the problems that some people have with it right now are going to be there. But those things that some people think are problems, there are people like you who think makes the statue much better and really elevates it. And so like they just need to cater to enough people like you, and it'll be worth their while to make the statue.
for sure, I
And I
totally agree
think
with
there's
that
and I
point.
think there's enough to make it
Oh,
worth everybody.
definitely. I mean, we had Cash in before, and he was on my side, and he's I think one of those who will
I
be
don't know.
first
I'm
day
about to
order.
go live with Cash in a few minutes. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
see you
ask him. You
guys.
should watch. You should check it out. So
Yeah, I'll try.
I,
It's already pretty late here, but I'll try and join in. I'll see.
yeah, that's in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I
Check
saw
check
that.
check it out. Drop in, and I'll say some
Okay.
things. You won't be able to defend Venom because you're being tough shit out here.
Okay. But definitely it was a great job, and I just want to say thank you again for everyone who was here, and thanks for your supports, and thanks again. A lot of thanks to Buck for joining in. Really appreciate that. So if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please don't forget to do that. I really appreciate that. So God bless you all, and God bless our statues, and have a nice day. And thanks again.
الفيل 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 الفيل